Nigga wanna see me fall. Stephen Curry, how I ball. Gosha garments and a white 3 on my body. I'm an icon, man. Damn, a girl about a 10. I should fuck her in the Benz. Niggas say they...
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy JR, and I'm back again with another PUBG video. And in today's video, I'm just continuing the series on how I'm giving you guys some tips on how you can get your first or more wins. In today's video, I'm primarily focusing on Miramar. Now, if you see my first video, you know, I basically put Miramar and Erangel together because, you know, both those maps are similar in the way that the circle is. But recently, I played on Miramar. You know, we played 3-man squad, and we had a really good game. So you're gonna see that game in the in this video as well. You can, you know, focus on the gameplay and just listen to my voice. So I just wanted to come out with a video primarily focusing on Miramar. The first video I made was just tips on Erangel and Miramar. But today we're gonna focus on Miramar. I'm gonna come out with one on Sandhawk, and then later on I'm gonna do one on the new snow map as well. As you guys know, Miramar and Erangel are 8x8 maps, Sandhawk is 4x4, and then the snow map is 6x6. So to increase your chances of getting a W, you want to play, you know, those maps generally different. With Erangel and Miramar, the circle is the same, the size is the same. So the way that you want to approach, you know, the situation of making it to the very end is about the same. But in Miramar and Erangel, of course, the actual landscape is a little bit different. So I just wanted to come out with this video and focus primarily on Miramar, and then you'll see the gameplay in the background. I believe, you know, in this game we won. I had 5 kills, and then both my teammates had 9. So it was a really good game. So that's why I wanted to share it with you guys, and then give you guys some actual tips on how you can get more wins whenever you play Miramar. So basically what you want to do whenever you land in, I mean, generally the loot on Erangel and Miramar is crazy anyway. It's really scattered, and a lot of times you can loot and not really have a lot. So generally I like to land at, you know, Picado or one of the big cities, or even Campo. Those are my favorite places to land, but generally those spots have a lot of people. But as you guys know, whenever you first land in, your primary objective is to get a weapon. Next, you know, make sure that you are able to get a helmet and a vest, because without those 2 things, it's extremely easy for you to get taken out of the game. Whenever you land in, whether it be in solo or squads, you want to make sure that you look around the area that you're landing at to see if you have other teams that are landing there with you. That way you know that you will probably be in a gunfight and you won't be surprised. That's extremely important. So whenever you land in, you know, you want to get looted up, get your gun, get your helmet, get your vest, get your backpack. You know, you need meds, you need ammo, all that good stuff is what you need. And then make sure that you are able to take out the enemy team, or if you're by yourself, the next thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you know where the circle is at, and you want to make sure that you have a way to get there. On Erangel and Miramar, the circle is always extremely fast to begin. So if you're not in the circle, especially if you're far away, you want to make sure that you have a vehicle to get to the circle, because there's been so many times, especially on Miramar, with the map being so big. I believe Miramar has more landmass than Erangel, so it makes it slightly bigger, even though they're both 8x8. Erangel is completely covered by water. I could be wrong on that one, but either way, sometimes the circle can spawn extremely far from you, and you don't want to be stuck in a situation where you're having to run extremely far to get to the first circle. You know, that's going to deplete your meds, and it's not going to give you a high chance of winning. So that's extremely important. Make sure that you're able to make it out of that first area and get to the next circle. Like I said, the circle moves extremely fast on Erangel and Miramar, so that's why it's so important to play extremely strategic. Generally, like I said in my last video, I like to play the edge of the circle, especially in the top 20 situation. But on Miramar, it's slightly different than Erangel, because first of all, there's a lot of cities that you can go to if you need to, and you can also take cover in the hills, because there's hills and mountains, and you can use those for for cover, so it's not as bad whenever you're on Erangel and the circle ends in a big open field and you have no cover, and it's just like, you know, that's where smokes come, you know, and come in big handy. But I found on Miramar it's a lot easier to take cover within the hills or mountains, so you can use that to your advantage. It makes it, you know, slightly easier to have cover from enemies. So next, make sure that you're able to make it to that first circle, because that, you know, if you don't do that, then you're not going to make it to the top 20. So next, we're just going to talk about how you want to approach the top 20, you know, whenever it's coming down to the wire and there's just a few people left. So this is where it becomes extremely important to play strategic and also keep up with the circle. You should see in this video, we play the slow side the best that we can. You should see in this clip here, we play the slow side, we go up a big mountain. Even though we get into a gunfight, we're still able to make it out of that. But when you play the slow side of the circle, you're able to actually outrun it, and that's extremely important. If you're on the fast side of the circle and the very last, you're basically having to run a far distance, you know, to make it to that end circle, and that makes it extremely hard. Not only is enemies going to tag you while you're running in, if you get hit by that circle, it's going to do a lot of damage, and that's just going to, you know, decrease your chance of getting that W. So it's really important that you try to play the slow side of the circle, because you can use that to your advantage. You can creep into the circle, you know that nobody's going to be behind you, and you can also take your time. But generally, once the circle spawns in a new area, do your best to play the slow side and get to the circle as soon as possible. On this map, you have another option of going to the middle of the circle. This is something that I don't generally do. I talked about this in the Erangel video, but if you go to the middle of the circle, the only time you would ever want to consider doing that is if there's like a compound or building that you can use for cover. That can be important because everybody basically has to come to you. You have cover and you can shoot at enemies as they're running into the circle. A negative on this is you're in the middle, you don't know where other enemy players are at, and I hate being in buildings in this game because it's so easy to get naded. But you can you can always use the middle of the circle to your advantage if you have a building, if that's what you decide to do. Me, generally, the squad that I play with, we like to, like I said, play the slow side of the circle and then just be as strategic as possible. I said this in my other video, but I can't stress this enough. You want to make sure that you're smart in the way that you fire your shots, because if you start, you know, firing off rounds at players that aren't a threat to you, you're basically going to have the whole entire map looking at you, and when this happens, you start getting shot at different directions, and that really makes it difficult to win the game. Even if you see a team that's not a threat to you, consider not shooting at them, and then just playing this circle the best that you can. Of course, you know, if you're getting shot at, you have to shoot back. I mean, don't run. Just be smart in the way that you shoot, because there's been so many times, even myself, the way that I used to play, I would just fire at teams that weren't even a threat to me, that may be on the completely opposite side of the circle, and then, you know, I would notice that everybody on the map shooting at me, and then I would go down and I would get mad, like, bro, why is everybody shooting at me? Is there not other players on the map? But I came to realize that this game is more about being strategic and being patient. So use the hills and Miramar to your advantage. You know, there's hills, there's rocks, and also use smoke grenades as well, and regular grenades too. Those will really help you. You can use smoke grenades to cover up your teammates that may be down, or just have it for extra cover. And grenades in this game are really important as well, because you can use them to nade a enemy player that may be behind a rock or so, and that makes for easy cover. You'll see at the very end of this game, we played the circle extremely well. We're behind cover. The last enemy team is in that compound, but they actually have to come out. So we play it safe. Even though he throws a really good nade and gets me down, they still have to run to us. You know, they get a lot of damage taken by the circle, and my teammate is able to down them both, and we were able to get the chicken dinner. So that's what I mean by playing strategic. Just make sure that you use the circle to your advantage. Be smart with your shots, because this game, even if you don't have the best aim, you can use strategic plays which will help you win the game. That beats, you know, good aim any day. Having good placement in the circle, using nades, using smoke grenades, being smart will get you a win every time. My next video I'll be doing over Sandhawk, which is a little bit different in the way that you want to play it. And then Bikini, the snow map, is different as well, just based on the way the circle moves, the way that the map is actually made. So I'm going to do a video on Sandhawk next, and then once the new snow map isn't as buggy and it comes to live servers, I'll make a video on that. I know that these tips should help you guys get more wins. I can also say myself, you know, learning from my teammates, I've gotten way more wins in the past few months than I did the entire first year of me playing this game. So just use these tips, be smart, and you will definitely get more W's and chicken dinner. That's what it's all about. It's all about having fun. So yeah, man, that's all I have for the day. Like I said, I have more content on the way. If you enjoyed this tips video, check out my other PUBG videos as well. I do 2K content as well. Hit that sub button if you're new, hit that like button, and just leave me a comment and let me know what your favorite map is so far. That's all I have on the day. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Till next time, peace.